First, I'm used in Vandelvira. We have codfish with orange blossom. You don't obviously eat the leaf. And then there's a consomme of like chickpeas, which they say ahedria. I don't know if it exists in US. Ahedria, they say it's aromatic herb. For a very reasonable price, you can also make 3 dishes taken at truffles, really reasonable price, or caviar. I say I must more intrigued with truffle given the time, the season. And they brought to show me truffle is really aromatic, and they gave us this to taste. What a nice gesture. This is an artichoke and olive dish. They do artichoke in 2 ways. They raw and grilled. The sauce is coming from grilled. They say that there's also olives, and then they say that by grilling, they use it or they marinate it in Amontillado, sherry, and tarragon. Gets the taste of it. Little metallic bitter. In a way, artichoke goes with truffle, but using it olive, I think, made the combination less convincing. This course is into, we have very thin sliced squid, topped with Iberian ham fat, and also diced squid with this time Iberian ham broth. With we are pairing this with manzanilla before our wine. This was an excellent dish. This chef Juan Carlos and this Jorge is executive chef. Somebody knew how to handle roast squid, Japanese way, the cutting technique, and both diced and tranche. Also pork fat and pork broth work really well together. Excellent combination and explodes in your palate. Now we are having another sea and land type dish. Caracoles, still snails with little shrimps in the snail broth. This dish is fine. The what they Comerone is from Cadiz is very small. It's like simi shrimps, or in Turkey like cimcim, karides, the baby, and you eat it whole, so they fry. The broth, I wouldn't have known if they not told me that it's snail broth. It's a fine dish, but nothing to write home about. Is a take on a drink Negroni. You know, Negroni is acid, bitter, and sweet. It is the bitterness from wild asparagus of the region. The acid is from vermouth, and the sweetness from orange. There is also some pickled wasabi in the dish. I like really those bitter vegetables in spring in Italy, including wild asparagus. So I like that dish. It worked to me. There is amazing baby sepia cuttlefish in Motril, Andalusia. They have that. They grill it a la plancha, and then sauce made it with its own ink, and very popular in the region, which have some dishes with it, and licorice. It was good. We both liked it. We prefer even the smaller sepia. They are more tender, but the sauce was very good. It was very fresh. You could taste the sepia from the sauce. This Swiss chard, red chard, with beurre blanc, they call it, but can't be called beurre because there's no butter. They put olive oil instead, and then licorice, infused licorice, and there's lemon zest. They also grill it, and then they turn into powder the lemon. I guess maybe this dish is like, the idea is like the Nori seaweed with fried capers and baga, before the more substantial courses, but there is no comparison. It's okay, but Bagas is masterpiece. We have green pepper jolly with licorice and caviar. The caviar was not dominated by green pepper jelly, and licorice nice touch, but somehow I preferred the old man Reza caviar with tomato juice, tomato jelly. This is white anchovy sauce. They do with butter. They say pipar or guindia pepper. Here we have isotev flour, onion, black truffle, and a stock made from a kind of, he told us the name, al-kishof, like something like that. The white artichoke, sounds kind of, he said, escabeche, pickled in the stock. This was a fine dish, but didn't make a strong statement. This is kampachi with piperat sauce, the original tomato, onion, pepper. They added soy sauce. I guess you need to make Japanese here, and a little ají amarillo, the spice from Peru. This was tasty. There is a note to a regional combination of sauce, but much more Japanese because soy dominated and spice dominated. This is guisantes lagrima from Catalonia. Very nice piece. They put the black tea infusion from black olives and spice. Let's see how they do together. The piece touch barbecue is very, very good, but I don't agree with the concept. It's saltiness. I think it's a hallmark of the young chefs who have been in Japan for a very short time. They want to do everything Japanese, so that, that's what the establishment values, the Michelin, the 50 best, the writers, so on and so on. So they are trying to impress someone in their consciousness that they want to show that they can just be like a Japanese, but it's not. Japan is to bring out the best when you find such piece, which Japan doesn't have. I think keep it at that if you want to add anything to it. I don't know, I was convinced with a little hamon maybe, but this is extremely strong dashi. No need for everything with dashi, really not. So we have an interesting dish here. We don't see there's bone marrow at the bottom. Then there's a beef stock, jellied like that. And what looks like bone marrow is actually it's king oyster mushrooms. Let's see how it tastes. This is a good dish with a major flop, which I'm seeing so many times in Spain among those new chefs, like Osa, like here. It's very good. I like the flan of bone marrow, but the sauce is overly reduced, so it becomes too salty. They need either to reduce less or put, I don't know, a little more vinegar or some fruit, like in French sauces. They use something to cut that richness. Otherwise, it becomes unbalanced. Yes. Here's the lamb dish. I was curious about the local lamb from Granada and Jaen, Highlands. I heard they have very good lamb. This is cooked barbecue sauce from the bones, of course, piquant peppers and some black truffles. This was a very good dish. I don't think truffle ate too much, but the local lamb is very good. I'm very expert at barbecue. It's preserved in butter for a week before barbecue. It seems really a good dish this time. A last savory dish. At the bottom there's morcilla sausage. Middle there's this bread. Basically, it's olive oil bread with pepper, and on top there's a mole sauce. This was an excellent dish. A take on tradition, but everything worked together. That pepper, spiciness, the heat, the bread, it soaked the sauce, the mole, and the morcilla. We all blended together to create an excellent combination of flavors. First pre-dessert is a combination of white turnip, ham taffy, pancetta, and a little bit thyme powder. Another pre-dessert, we have eclair filled with partridge pate, and then we have some black truffle Also the crisp, the skin of partridge and chocolate. This is excellent. One of the 2-3 best courses. This is I like game. I like good pate. I like good eclair. I really like chocolate. This all together, but in the right proportion. Sweet, savory, salty, chocolatey, gamey. It's blending very well. Texture is very nice. Smooth, creamy, crisp. Excellent. We are finishing with a cannoli, take on cannoli from Bordeaux, classic, made with rum and vanilla. Here they say they use the sweet wine from Cadiz, like a sherry, I don't know what exactly. And then there's a chocolate ganache with lemon and ginger. This was an excellent cannoli. It really worked with sherry, sweet sherry, very crisp outside, moist inside, and perfect. Chocolate mousse with ginger lemon together. I think it was very perfect finish. Overall, more positive than negative. The chef still has to mature. Some problem with young chefs, I see a couple things. One is that they try to make too many dashes, and whenever they even doesn't make sense sometimes. The other thing, when they have a sauce, they reduce too much to salty. They need to learn a little bit more fresh techniques to balance the sauce, the reduction level, and maybe balancing it with some fresh fruity elements. He needs to do that. And on the other hand, I find the more tradition-based dishes more successful. We are now at a phase of the cuisine, especially in Spain. People probably are tired of their traditional cuisine, even the best examples. They had enough escabeche, which to me is a great thing. They are looking for Japan. The molecular is out, now the Japanese and dashi is in. People will see the excesses of what they are doing, the good and bad examples right now. They are all thriving through too many dishes, too many experimental dishes, too many dishes that are still at the conceptual stage, I think, rather than perfect execution. And I think, unfortunately, this is the situation right now, and the authorities don't really distinguish. They look at too much at the technique rather than how things plan and the perfect combination of or perfect calibration of ingredients and the different taste. Here I find they are really capable, but it's like any idea they turn to a dish. Anything, thinking a little original, nobody has done it, let's do it type thing. Whereas I think they have to focus a little more taste and really have more critical thinking. I think much fewer dishes, maybe with more focus and more tradition-based, some much more selective use of Japanese techniques. When it works, like the way they cut the squid, but not so much dashi. I think it will really improve the cooking.